IVM.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like Simplified, a show that explains intense topic from around the world and simplifies it for you so that you can appear cooler in front of your friends.
You're listening to TFG Football.
What's up everyone, this is the TFG Football Podcast, and yes, I'm happy to be back hosting, but that does not mean that I'm back in the studio. None of us are. I mean, we do that in between, right? But we will still try and get you all our shows just like we're doing right now. There's a shift of venue. Probably Chiranjeev also will be soon. By the time we hear it, probably he'll be in another spot. I am too. I think Kevin is back home. And I'm right now in Bengaluru. Here for the AFC Cup that's gonna happen. AFC Cup match that's gonna happen tomorrow. And Chiranjeev, I think you're gonna change your venue to Guwahati soon.
Yeah, I'm actually in the airport right now. I'm just waiting for my flight. So by the time this will come out, I'll probably be already in Guwahati, where we're gonna have a very exciting match tonight. Yeah. We have France versus Spain.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I can see, so maybe on 22nd in Kochi, I can see one of them play the other two teams. That's going to happen in Margao, the same play itself. So it's going to be exciting. But we'll definitely talk about today's games. But yesterday, two games took place. Yesterday was the first game that took place around the 16. Two matches. One was Colombia versus Germany, and the other was Paraguay versus USA. Both happened in New Delhi. Well, one-sided matches. Germany thrashing Colombia 4-0, USA thrashing Paraguay 5-0. We start with Kevin. Kevin, thoughts on the games?
When you just look at the scoreline of Germany versus Colombia, it says 4-0. But then when you jump into the stats, it's a bit surprising because Colombia has 65% of the possession. It doesn't have the scoreline at all. But yes, they did have possession. But again, as the coach pointed out later in the post-match that, they were just no match for the German side. They were just steamrolled by them. And you could see by that, even with the possession that they had, they could just manage 2 shots on target, Colombia. And Germany were just, prepared for what they wanted to achieve from this. And that was, total demolition of Colombia. So, in a way, Germany is just showing off their power that, what they're capable of, and this is just a trailer for what is coming.
Yeah, well, it was something that the Colombia coach had thought would work against Germany. The kind of strategy that they had against the game that they played against United States. So they wanted to keep the position. I'm just listening. Didn't get much sleep last night. So they wanted to hold on to the ball, move it around, and just look for some things in the defensive armor of Germany and try to get a goal. Germany were very okay with them keeping the ball, by the way, but they never looked threatened. Early on, Colombia looked like they were gonna put some pressure on German defense, and in the final third, it did not materialize. It was early on Germany got the goal from Art, and towards the end of the first half they got another goal. Both were defensive mistakes. It was kind of embarrassing, to be honest. You're playing in such a big stage. And I think the German players stepped up, the Colombia players sort of caught a bit of stage fright. Early on in the second half, they just started demolition. Germany actually came alive when Colombia realized that, they went back into the halftime, the dressing room. They realized, okay, we're 2-0 down. There's no option but to just attack the game now. They came out full guns blazing, and that created space in their defense and allowed Germany to just pound away basically. And once they had got the fourth goal, it was just over, man. The last 25 minutes, they just went through the game basically. Germany actually had energy to spare. That's what was most embarrassing for Colombia. They did not spend themselves. Even towards the end, it was like they just they just sort of went through it, man. I mean, they didn't look under pressure in any way. Even when towards the end, Colombia was trying to get a goal back or something like that. Didn't work out.
Well, yesterday there were two games, and even the other match, USA took the game very easily to their favor. 5-0 victory, one-sided games. But before moving on, we have the German coach who's talking about the game.
As for the fixture, probably you are going to face Brazil on 22nd for the quarterfinal.
No. No. Why?
Probably. That's why I was saying probably. So
maybe Honduras.
Yeah, maybe Honduras. If yes, then the win at Maracana, will it be a part of your team strategy or your pep talk before the match?
Yes.
That's my question. Another one.
Yeah.
Probably, generally, Germany is renowned to pick up their game gradually, one match after one match. So, do you think your team has played the best football tonight, or the best is yet to come?
No, I think it was a very hard game for us, a very rough game. I think it was a deserved victory. It sounds crazy, but I think we have to learn that we made the best of our chances. And in the next quarterfinal, maybe against Brazil or Honduras, we have to score more goals. So I think we have 4 goals, but in the end we must score maybe 6 or 7 times. So we have to learn that we be very good in the defense, and in the offense we have to be more quality.
Okay. Yeah. Were you surprised by, did the errors that Colombia made and their general performance, did that surprise you that they didn't give you maybe as much of a fight as you may have thought it to be?
No, we are not surprised. I think we know that Colombia was a very physical team. We know that the game of Colombia is very long balls, very high balls, and we know that we get our chances if we are very fast. If we win the tackles, we want to get fast in the offense, and so we made the goals.
Yeah. Yes.
Coach, would you say this is your best match, and do you think in the league phase you were saying the defense wasn't organized after Iran? You think you're back with that German mentality, excellent defense, good organization?
Here in the World Cup? Here in the World Cup?
Yes, here in the World Cup. This World Cup, yeah.
Yes, I think it was the next level for us. We start against Costa Rica. We have a bad Monday, a black Monday against Iran and Guinea. And now we are on the level we want to see the team.
Well, the other game also, as I mentioned earlier, that was the one-sided affair, US scoring a 5-0 thrashing to Paraguay to enter the quarterfinals, and we also saw a hat-trick over here. It was interesting. So, crazy stuff. USA is really on a roll after their group stage matches, but we need to see.
Now the big question is what the hell happened to them against Colombia? It's like they only play well in Delhi.
Yeah, so it's interesting though. I mean, they lost against Colombia, and Colombia got thrashed against Germany. But when I'm looking at the quarterfinal fixtures, okay, I look at 22nd October in Kolkata. Germany might either play. I'm not looking at Brazil losing to Honduras on the 18th, but it's going to be Germany versus Brazil in Kolkata on the 22nd. Come on, Brazil. As a fan, I know there is still time, but I'm just thinking that 7-1 revenge, these under-17 boys need to take that. So, it's going to be an interesting one. And, well, on the other side, United States are likely to take England, but you never know, because England is taking on Japan today in Kolkata. As like I said in the earlier minute, that 4 games today, though you thought yesterday would have been a bit of a boring match because it was a one-side affair. Today looks interesting because we have Iran taking on Mexico, we have France taking on Spain, that's in Guwahati, so Chiranjit will get to watch that. Then we have England versus Japan, and finally we'll have in Goa Mali versus Iraq. Well, all of them look interesting. I don't know what would be the result at the end of it. Chiranjeev, to start with you. Go ahead.
Well, Iran versus Mexico is, I don't see Mexico losing to Iran. This is a really sad matchup because if you give Iran anybody else, you give them Ghana, you give them England, you give them France or Mali, Niger, they have a fighting chance. But they got Mexico, and Mexico are literally, the best team out of CONCACAF. So, it's just not gonna be, that great for them. I'll be sad to see Iran go. Iraq has got a better matchup against Mali, so I think they are the flag bearers of Asia now. England versus Japan, I see England win here. I don't even see much of a fight coming out of Japan in this one. Which is a shame because I would have loved to see a United States versus Japan quarterfinal if that could have happened, but I don't really have that much of a hope for Japan right now. France versus Spain is the one. That's the one, and I'm so glad that I'm able to make it to Guwahati to watch that match. Fingers crossed. This is the one that's going to be up in the air and probably go into it this next attempt. It might just go into penalties because both teams have very strong attacking capabilities, and I just feels like it's going to be like a 1-1 scenario, something like that.
But just to mention 1 second, Kevin, before you go, just to mention that Spain are kind of confident, though they wouldn't like to be overconfident because they defeated France, I think, when they played in the European Championship. But once again, they are not going to be complacent and saying, okay, we defeated them, so we can do it once again. But because in France have been in good form, though you can't judge them right now with the group that they were in because they were hammering everyone away. But I think for France, this would be the test to play against Spain and a good chance for them to probably take a sweet revenge or something like that, or Spain to go ahead with their good performance. Yes, Kevin, your thoughts on these 4 games?
I would agree happily with Chiranjeev's thought, but then I really actually don't believe that Iran is going to go down so easily against Mexico because looking at the performance against Germany, I think they are really strong. And this is, even though Mexico is one of the contenders to reach the semi-final at least, this is not going to be an easy game. And I feel this is the one that's going into penalties because this is nothing like one strong Asian side coming up against captains of the CONCACAF. But this is going to be tough for Iran. Again, it's not that easy as Mexico will think, but Iran is going to put up a good show against Mexico here. So coming to England, Japan, there's no two questions about it. England is going to take it very easily. Mali versus Iraq. Yes, Iraq slightly sees an upper hand against Mali, but then African teams, they have the horsepower to just drive through till the last minute, and that's going to be the factor that we're deciding between two strong physical sides. France and Spain, yes, this is something like a mouth-watering clash, and it's going to be a battle of mind games here because none of the teams would want to give away those defensive lapses which will allow the other team to come and take a single goal and stay with their possession-based game. So this is one game where I feel it's difficult to predict a winner. But again the point where Chiranjeev says Iran will look a bit weak against Mexico. I doubt that. Iran will look strong over here.
Okay, great point.
He's tougher for Kevin.
Great point from both the sides over there. And just to repeat myself, we have 2 matches happening at 5 p.m. And that's Iran versus Mexico and France versus Spain. And while on the other side at 8 p.m. kickoffs are England versus Japan and Mali versus Iraq. Some great action coming up tonight for you. And that way, we end the first half of our show. That means we need a short break because I need to take a sip of water before we head on to the AFC Cup game. So you know what's on the other side. So we'll be back soon.
Hi, I'm May and I'm a huge huge fan of the indie music scene in our country, a scene that's relatively underground, even though it sometimes speaks its head overground, but there's no shortage of talent, and I get the privilege of interviewing some of the most awesome musicians on my show. I've had the likes of Euphoria, Krish Kale, Hardcore, Randolph Correa. I've had singer-songwriters, folk singers, electronic music producers, playback singers, rappers, fusion artists, instrumentalists, classical musicians, and so on. Whether mainstream or not, these people have chosen to release their original music, and these are the people currently shaping the direction in which our music scene is heading. Join me on my show every Monday and tune in to discover the unique talent coming out of India today. You can catch Made in India on your favorite podcasting app or our very own IVM podcast app.
And we are back again from that short little break because here we have a lot to talk about. This big game that's happening in Bengaluru, that's where I am. The match is happening tomorrow. Bengaluru FC takes on Istiklol, the club from Tajikistan. Now this is, mind you, it's a semi-final game, it's an overall semi-final, but the interzonal final, that's what it's called. The first legs, Bengaluru had lost it 1-0, but we also remember, if you guys remember, they were also robbed from a penalty towards the end of the game. So a lot of things happened in the first match, the first leg I mean, away from home, but Bengaluru FC are back in their fortress, like they would like to call it, and it's going to be difficult, easy, we'll wait and watch, but let's hear it from our two experts. Chiranjeev, we go with you first. Bengaluru FC versus Istiklol. It's 1-0.
Oh man, I want a repeat of JDT, I really want to see Bengaluru FC go all out and score like 2 and 3 and just really do a screw you kind of a performance against the favorites here. But, JDT was one thing, Istiklol is a whole different ball game. So I just want another performance like they put on against JDT last year. I would really love that. But this team looks very different. One of the things that JDT and Istiklol don't have in common is the number of players who have spent a lot of time in let's say World Cup regular countries, right? JDT is a club from Malaysia with mostly Malaysian players and 4 foreigners. Here you have like every other guy seems to have spent a long time in Russia, growing up in their lower divisions and all of that. It creates a huge gap in terms of performance and technique, basically. It's also, they have the physical advantage, physically very strong, and they can outrun. As we saw in the previous leg, Bengaluru FC did not have the game in their control. They had the ball. It was kind of like Colombia versus Germany. Colombia had the ball but didn't get much chances. But same here, Bengaluru had the ball but Istiklol controlled the game. They were the ones creating the most dangerous chances. But again, you know that there is a bit of a resentment going into this game because Bengaluru FC deserved the penalty. And had they been given that, they would be in an entirely different position, and my predictions and the entire air about this game would be different. If Bengaluru FC had made it 1-1 away from home, they would be going in with the advantage here, but they don't have that advantage. I don't see Bengaluru FC making it past this game. I even if Bengaluru FC go and score a goal early, I think Istiklol will get at least one goal back, and they will go through in overall goal total score aggregate. It will be for Bengaluru to just keep a tab on Zalilov and Fatkullah and all these really dangerous strikers that Istiklol have. But I don't know if they will be able to get a clean sheet, which is imperative tomorrow.
Yeah, well, it sounds very difficult. Kevin, your thoughts?
I'm in a state where I'm totally in agreement with Chiranjeev, and this team which Bengaluru faces tonight is nothing that they have faced earlier. and that is we've already seen their strength. No, just to compare the both teams side by side. So Bengaluru went in with full strength. So there was nobody who was not available. Everybody was fit and available. But what about Istiklol? So they had three key players missing. David was missing, Churopov, and Baranovsky. So these were the players that were not available for selection, and yet despite the strength that Istiklol showed, that is enough to prove that this is not going to be an easy game, because once they are back, it just makes things worse for Bengaluru. And I hate to say this, if I'm not praying for it, but if Bengaluru lose tonight, it's going to be the ISL's fault. This is the reason when you give a team a totally fresh squad within 2 months or 1.5 months to prepare over the pre-season and all, it's not easy. So we've seen how the side struggled in the first half. Only when the changes were made in the second half, they were able to at least get some grip on the game. But the first half was, all Istiklol. Even if you consider the penalty was given, but look at the shots on target, look at the saves that Gurpreet Singh made. So that just shows you that they are all too strong for Bengaluru. And Bengaluru are the side that, are coming together. They are not the ones that, last season when we saw them at this stage, they were already in, under Roka, but they were a side that was already prepared going into this game. But it's different as of now. So that is the difficult part for Bengaluru, and I hope we see some fight, but I do not see them standing too strong against this Tajikistan side.
Okay, some great points out there as well, but yeah, it looks like a very difficult spot for Bengaluru FC, but once again, we need to do this because we always do predictions and score lines, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we had Wasim Ahmed on the show a couple of days back. Right. And he was like, 2-0 should do it for us. And even I was speaking to some journalists yesterday at the game because the matches were so boring. We were talking about the AFC Cup and the World Cup. That's how the situation was. So yeah, people were like, 2-0. So yeah. Either say, ek marega Chitri, ek marega so and it was like everybody seems to be expecting another JTT performance. I'm going to say 1-1, and that's an optimistic thing. And I say 1-1 because I predict 5 or 6 superhuman saves from Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. That's how it's going to be 1-1. It's going to be tough because unlike JDT who sort of got caught offhand here, I think this is a much more deep squad. They are more professional. They are able to handle themselves better away from home. This is Istiklol side. By the way, their Tajik league form is humongous. They have 4 matches left. They've already won it. The next team is 10 points away, and they had played 2 matches extra last time I've seen. This is the best team out of Tajikistan. There's no two questions about it. So yeah, it's just I just don't see Bengaluru FC coming out as a winner, let alone a 2-0 winner and going through into the semi-finals.
Kevin, your prediction was
it's mostly going to be a 2-1 to Istiklol. So that ends up as a 3-1 aggregate victory for Istiklol.
Kept it simple and short. Well, let's see how things turn out, because Bengaluru FC has always got lucky, and also the crowd favored them when they play at Fortress, and they've always
they have been anything but lucky this time, because had that goal gone in, imagine if it was 1-1, if Bengaluru FC had the away goal, then suddenly the whole thing changes. Even a 1-1 draw would have taken it into penalties, and if this game goes into penalties again, suddenly Bengaluru FC have the upper hand because they have Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. Yeah. That's just the way it is. But that goal and that penalty not being given to Bengaluru FC is I think that's the most unlucky they have been in a long time.
Well, let's not write the luck part out of it because they are playing at home, like I said. So let's see how well that they put up. And if you're in Bengaluru, go ahead and watch it at the Kanteerava Stadium. It's a 7 p.m. kickoff, right?
Yeah, it's going to be, and I'm really happy that you will get to see it live, unlike anybody who has a TV in India, because. Star Sports and Lagadere have their own problems and they are not showing the matches. So this is just so sad,
So let's hope.
And imagine,
So let's hope that last time like they had the live thing that AFC Cup went live on Facebook. So hopefully we have a live streaming this time as well.
That's what it's going to be. We're going to get a live stream, but not many people tune in on a live stream, man. You just need to have it on TV, otherwise it's not going to have a wide audience. India is not a fully web connected country yet. People watch sports on TV, not on their devices mostly. So this is just unfortunate. And imagine the situation. I was speaking to some other people during the World Cup games as well. If Bengaluru is to reach the final, let's say they somehow produce a result and they reach the AFC Cup final, it will be happening at Kanteerava, the AFC Cup final on 4th November, right? And it won't be on TV in India. Just imagine the most historic club football game in the history of Indian football, and it won't be on Indian TV. It will be everywhere else. You just have to cross over to Bangladesh or cross over to China and you can watch the match, but Indian people will not be able to watch that. That's the country we are living in.
Yeah.
That's the kind of television system we are living in.
Yeah, it sucks, but that also reminds me, I was thinking the whole of India traveled to Bengaluru on that day. If you're an Indian football fan, just go ahead.
There's no other way. You have to travel, you have to show up, and you have to tell the TV people that, you are depriving us.
Yeah.
And this is the only language they will listen to. If thousands of people travel from all around the country and they show up just for the love of football, whether they support Bengaluru FC or not is a very different question. But if you show up, you will be just sending a message that we deserve to see this. We want to see this.
Well, on that note, let's keep the ranking bits for another day because we have a big match coming tomorrow. And let's hope some good things turn out in favor of the home team, just like they've always been done, whenever they play at home. Well, that's all from us. And if you think you want to say something else different, well, go ahead. Leave your thoughts in the comment section also about the World Cup as well. What do you think about today's games? Now, if you're listening to us on YouTube, then please like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon that you see over there so you don't miss out on any of our episodes that come out. And you can also talk to us directly on Twitter, Chiranjit Oja, _Kevin, Sujumatthew94. Follow the TFG Football Twitter handle to get all the updates about whatever is happening in Indian football, especially tomorrow's game and the World Cup matches as well. Have a great day, folks. You can also listen to us on any other podcasting apps. Enjoy, cheers, come back to us. Well, we are a daily show, but we won't come back to you tomorrow itself because we're on a Diwali break. So we are giving you folks time to chill with your friends and family and loved ones and have a great Diwali, guys. So we'll come back only to you now on the 23rd. So come back prepared, freshened up for another, daily dose of football, and we'll have a lot to talk about then because the World Cup, the AFC Cup, and everything. And like I said, if you're in Bengaluru, see you at the Kanteerava tomorrow. Have a great day, folks. Enjoy. Cheers.
That was Tantrik Steve from Hansraj College, Delhi, performing at IIT Bombay's Mood Indigo. Just like them, there's a lot of new talent and art coming out of colleges all across India, but unfortunately most of this goes completely unnoticed or ignored. To fix this, we started ATKT.in. Hi, I'm Ankur, I'm a musician and a rapper, and I found that one of the best things about being an artist myself is finding new talent. Through ATKT.in, Tanya, my colleague who's a dancer, and our whole team really is putting all of our efforts into discovering and promoting all the coolest talent that's coming out of colleges all across India. And this goes up on our website, our social media, TV, radio, and now, of course, this podcast with IVM. Make sure you go to our website, support the talent with your likes, your shares, your comments. All of that really matters. Go ahead, check it out. atkt.in.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Sorry to say, but there's been a slight delay due to the apocalypse having suddenly begun. As you can see, there's death, destruction, and chaos taking place all around us. But don't you worry, food and drinks will be served shortly, and I would recommend checking out
IVM Podcasts
to get some of your favorite Indian podcasts. We'll keep you going till this whole thing blows over. Thank you.